Honestly, like I kind of attest a lot of this to, you know, after the longer into the season, or later in the season, we played and went to the World Series, and I kind of shut down longer from the throwing. I started my training instantly and kind of shut down throwing longer than I should have. But it's kind of like you don't really know until you go through it. It's kind of trial by error. So for me, I felt like I shut down a little bit too long, and I've been playing catch up, kind of behind the 8 ball a little bit. So, but you know, feeling good now. I think obviously frustrating when you feel really good at the end of the year, and then you're like, oh, I'm going to take some time off because we played long and we went deep into the year, and you're like thinking it's best for you, and sometimes it's counterproductive. So I think a lot of that's coming for that, and kind of trying to play catch up a little bit.
Clarke, Aaron mentioned when we were talking to him yesterday after the game, he mentioned your shoulder.
Yeah.
As part of the recovery issues. Can you kind of describe what you were feeling with that?
It's not like more just like shoulder, like fatigue, like bouncing back slow in between. Nothing like, no sharpness or anything like that. It's just kind of like, you know, slow bouncing back.
Have the medical people here, trainers, doctors, told you that there's nothing going on, or is there some concern if you're bouncing back slow, maybe there is something deep down going on?
Yeah, I wouldn't be throwing if there was a concern of you know, something major. You know, last year obviously I had the injury, and I threw that for a few weeks and learning from, and I ended up making could have potentially been a smaller thing, and I made it a big issue, missing a couple months. And so obviously we're trying to avoid that, and you know, you learn from that mistake that you had last year, but it kind of goes hand in hand. Like I wouldn't be throwing right now if we felt like, or I felt like that it was I'm putting myself at a high risk. And you know, it's just being smart and being cautious. But yeah, definitely, you know, thankfully I haven't had to shut down and put the ball down and kind of revamp my workload. But so we feel like we're in a good spot as far as the workload goes as well.
Did you throw all your pitches today?
Yeah, all the pitches, yep.
Do you know what the count was?
I think maybe 23, 24.
You expect to make the next time?
I think the goal right now is to see how we come out of this, and obviously felt really good today, but you know, tentatively scheduled to go out there next time, and but obviously seeing how we respond, but feel really good today.
Clarke, do you have any doubt in your mind? You're right now lined up to pitch the 6th game, I want to say, on April 3rd. In your head, you're making that start?
Yeah, I mean, you know, obviously things are very fluid and they change day by day, but for me, you know, the goal hasn't changed of making that start, and obviously we can get pretty creative with the off days in the beginning of the year, and we can maneuver some things around, but for me, like, you know, focused on my recovery right now, obviously, but definitely, you know, that's the goal for me.
When you started feeling this shoulder discomfort, was it the next day after you threw, 2 days after you threw? When did it start to become an issue?
Yeah, it's kind of just like after the start. Nothing like when I'm out there throwing. Nothing like you know, even when I'm in my catch play, I'm not like feeling like, you know, I'm not getting any like direct feedback or like sharpness when I'm throwing. It's just kind of like slow bouncing back. It's kind of hard to explain, but just almost, you know, feels like a little slower. Getting, you know, typically when I'm on a 5-day rotation, you feel like, you know, you're feeling pretty good by the 2nd, 3rd day. So just a little bit slower this time of year.
There's like strength testing and stuff between things. Did you test out okay? Your strength okay? Any mobility, all that okay?
Yeah. We've been obviously monitoring that, and you know, doing range of motion testing and stuff like that. And they feel very comfortable with that.
Good deal. Thanks for stopping.